What's up, War Report family? The game has ended. Auburn falls to Mississippi State 33-39 in overtime. Let's get into this post game to talk about it.
Pre-game, halftime, and post the whole time the chat live. We around our folks, but we gon' keep the chat tight, keeping out trolls. That's why you gotta get your green name on, your pre-game on, cause ain't nobody doing it better, reviewing it better, building rapport so you in tune with the players, with some quick prize picks so you can scoop you some cheddar. Get your mug or your shirt with the letters. Game time.
As always, before we get the show started, we have to acknowledge the sponsor of the show, Prize Picks. Guys, please support Prize Picks by heading over there using code RAPPORT. When you use code RAPPORT on your first deposit, you get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Shout out to Prize Picks for supporting our game day experience. That is pregame, halftime, and now our post-game. I'm here joined by Ike Jones. B. will be joining shortly if he can. The game has ended. A pretty interesting game considering how it started. Auburn falls in overtime. Initial thoughts, Ike, on this game. How you feel? You're muted, by the way.
You know, I said at halftime what I wanted to see was them go out there and fight. And that's exactly what I saw, man. Defense turned up. Offense just didn't give them enough help, man. We had so many opportunities between the turnovers and good field position that Mississippi State was just basically begging us to beat them tonight, and we did not do it. Yeah. But good Lord, I love the energy that the team had. I love Cadillac on the sidelines, just looking like he was a kid again. You know, if he could have suited up, I know he would have gone out there. I love the fact that they just did not quit on themselves at any point in time, even when it didn't look good. I love that, the offense found ways to scrape and claw and get points, even though the pass game wasn't working. I love all of those things. I hate the outcome. We just kind of, again, I've said this before, bad teams find ways to lose games. We found a way to lose this game. I mean, we almost lost it in regulation with the most ridiculous squib kick hitting somebody randomly.
And then yard face mask
mask. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like when you're not a good team, you need a lot of stuff to go your way to get W's. And we had enough stuff go our way that we should have walked out of Starkville with a win tonight. Those kids, they have to be proud of their effort. They have to be disappointed and know that they left the W out there on that field. So, yeah.
B. Will is just now joining us. We just got Ike's initial thoughts. B, how you feel? Initial thoughts.
Man, this hurt. I had disassociated from Auburn football for the season, so I was protected. It was the perfect day. Jimbo lost, Bama lost, and I ran to my betting app when we were down by 6 or 5, whatever it was. And I think it was 24-19. I saw the momentum shifting, and I was like, all right, we're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. And I bet $250 on Auburn to win. It would have won me like $550. It's okay. I had a good day. It's okay. But to know that we could have won, it was right there. I don't know what to do about the kicker short-legging a kick and that giving them a touchdown early in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
And missing a chip shot field goal to give us a chance to stay in the game. Now, I mean, hey, maybe we give up that touchdown at the end. It doesn't matter. But they're at the 25. Their kicker nailed 3 44-yarders in a row. If we miss a field goal, then that's essentially the game. That's it. The game ended once he missed that field goal. The kicker is a fixable problem. And if you tell me that Alec McPherson is too young or he's not ready, we just lost the game because of the kicker that we have that is a fifth-year senior. what worse could happen other than missing long ones, missing short ones, not booting the kickoffs into the end zone? It cost us. Now, that's my initial feeling. What we saw tonight was what we had hoped we could see the entire season, even being deficient of talent in key positions. One thing that got answered for me as far as, man, do we have the right guys on the field? No, we didn't. They threw everything out there on defense, everything. And we all of a sudden found a pass rush. We covered long enough to get some coverage sacks. Where has that been? So they were apparently, the last staff was just sticking with the same few guys, and they were committed to that no matter what. Whatever it was that kept those guys off the field. I'm not saying every guy who played deserves to be a starter, but we were in dire straits. Like, our defense was bad enough. Our linebacking play was bad enough that we should have been throwing the kitchen sink out there a lot sooner.
Yeah.
This staff did, and our defensive effort was much, much better. The defense really played. They gave up some large chunks early, but the offense put them in terrible positions. The defense set up the offense with 2 red zone possessions. Here you go. Here's the ball. You're in the red zone. Do some damage for us. And the offense came up with absolutely nothing early. The defense did exactly what we needed them to do. This was not on the defense. The defense is a win. All right. The defense did their part and then some for what they did for the offense. It is, I think, an indictment of Brian Harsin and his staff that with the exact same personnel on offense, they were able to produce some yards today. That the offense was able to produce some yards, not with drastic overhaul. We saw some pretty much the same faces out there on offense, including offensive line. Jeremiah Wright didn't start. All right. Jeremiah Wright did finish the game. He had a couple penalties. All right. He's a monster down there. He's a bully. And that's what he got those penalties for. I take it. I like it. I like that that's what he brought us on the field. We ran plays that made sense. We got a running quarterback. You put so many people out there, bigger bodies. That one play, I think, was in the fourth quarter. Listen, man, we're going to outflank you with all these tight ends. Now catch us. And we won. We got the yards we needed. It was so refreshing to see offense that made sense instead of committing to a passing offense that we couldn't execute. Yeah. Robbie Ashford just isn't ready as a passer. He's not ready yet. But the staff didn't commit to making him a throwing, passing quarterback tonight. They said, what can we do to move the ball? Robbie, that's what we're going to do. Whatever commitment there is to teaching quarterbacking and showing proficiency passing, no. Now, we did attempt to throw the ball, and the numbers were not good. Those were not good throwing numbers. Robbie has to improve as a passer if he's going to be able to contribute to this team going forward. I don't imagine that whoever we get as a head coach is going to rest on their laurels when it comes to any position on this field, on this team, including quarterback. So if Robbie wants to stay in the mix, he's going to have to improve as a passer. Have to. I think we saw his value as a runner. We saw his value as a dynamic athlete, but passing the ball is just not enough for us to win against good teams. I believe he can get better. I've seen people get better from year 1 to year 2 to year 3, but he has to improve as a passer to stay here. Overall, the effort was phenomenal, and I have been waiting on that effort all year long. That's what I thought I would see against Penn State. That's what I thought I would see coming out the bye week, but I didn't see it until Brian Harsin left, and I think that speaks a lot about why he had to get fired.
Yeah, listen, I was definitely on the, I don't know what changing the coach is going to do. You see what changing the coach did. It just changed the energy of the team. They fought super hard, man. I feel bad as a fan, but I feel really bad for those kids that went out there and laid it all on the line.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, you can't help but love the effort, though. You can't help but love the effort. You can't help but love the energy. Jordan Hare is going to be going nuts next weekend.
Oh, I want this one now. I want this one. Listen, We can take Jimbo to 7 losses. Next weekend, he can have 8 by LSU time. 8 losses. Oh my God. Listen. Oh, I don't even know how to. I can't quite wrap my mind around it yet. Around $100 million coach losing 8 regular season games with the best recruiting class
in year 5. Yep. In year 5. Year 5.
Oh man,
it's delicious. It's delicious. Listen, before we get more you guys comments, let's get to the actual comments. We'll get back to you guys. CM Pat says McPherson, please.
Bro,
That's kind of the
sentiment. I've been asking this same question. If I were at the game right now, I would ask it again of a new coach. Why is Anders Carlson still kicking for Auburn University? I understand what he's done in the past. He just doesn't have it right now, dog. He just does not have it.
Like I doubt does he. I mean, he doesn't have it. Period. He just doesn't have it. He's not the answer. Especially in those situations.
At least let somebody else,
especially on kickoffs.
Yeah, just at least somebody else kick off, man. Because now we have to resort to these pooch kicks and these squib kicks to try to make sure that we don't get a return. Like, and I get it, like, but bro, just get somebody in there with a big leg, let them kick it to the back of the end zone. Start at the 25, fam. Like,
15-yard penalty doesn't happen if you got a guy that you can put out there and boom it in the back of the end zone for sure.
The return kick for a touchdown doesn't happen. Okay. I'm gonna say this again. I hate when I have to do caveats before I say something.
Okay.
I am not saying the only reason we lost this game is because of Anders Carlson. Let me get that out of the way. But it's a very big reason. Now, it's a lot of other reasons out there.
I thought you was gonna say something actually controversial.
No, but it's I'm just saying, like, people like it's not on. It's a lot of his fault though. It's a lot of his fault. It ain't all, but it's a lot.
Yeah. Tony Baker says, love the don't quit. I agree, Tony Baker. Isaac says, and Andrew Carlson can kick rocks. He will probably miss that too. Wow.
Hey, hold on. That was really good. That was really good. Let me see. 12 and a half minutes in. I'm gonna go back and save and screenshot that.
That would probably hurt his feelings.
Post it up on
Johnny B says, War Eagle, this felt like an Auburn game. Love Coach Caddy.
Yeah, man, you gotta love Caddy.
Great game. Again, I hated. Ike says he hated for the players. I hated for Caddy because I have never seen. I've seen these guys.
He wanted this. He wanted this.
Their butts off. Shout out to Coach Zach pulling a hamstring, running down the sideline to get the timeout. These coaches really wanted this for these kids, and I hate that they didn't get it. Anthony Grant says Robbie just can't pass, man. It's what you said. It's what you said, B. At this point, we're and my concern moving forward is teams attempting to take that away. I love the halftime adjustment, the adjustment that we made to actually utilize Robbie in the run game. Ike has his hand up. And Ike.
This is all I was saying at halftime is get a game plan that everybody's like, oh, it's only been 3 days. I don't care, bro. There are things you can do with your offense that work for the personnel you have. That's all I was asking them to do. Like, everybody can tell me to calm. I don't need to be calm. I know what I'm seeing on the field. I know what plays I've seen be called before that work for this team. That's all I was asking them to do. That's it.
They heard you.
I wasn't asking for no hope. I wasn't asking them to turn into some kind of quasi West Coast offense and somehow Robbie Ashford morph into Patrick Mahomes or something like that. I just wanted simply executable. And I still think that they did a little bit too much of the under center type of stuff. I think they did it a little too much.
Right.
But I like when we came out of the halftime, we spread it out a little bit more. We ran out of empty sets. We gave Robbie some very simple throws that he could get to easily. Now, he didn't hit all of them, but we changed it and we were able to move the ball. That's all I was asking for.
The defense was on their heels after that adjustment.
I wasn't asking for them to go out there and become the best offense in the country. That's not what I mean. I just said it was some simple stuff that we can do to be able to move the ball. That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody telling me to calm down or I'm being too hard on people. Like, what are we talking about, bro? It's football. There's some things you can do to be better than this.
Indeed. Dr. Doom says, super proud of Caddy and these boys. Ike, I know you're gonna feel the Anderson, the Anders loves. Give Anderson some love.
Yeah.
He gonna need some love from somebody. Bankroll Blockade says Anders Carlson finna get that John Vaughn 2005 treatment. Johnny H says, screw the candidate list. Give me Lack, Zach, and a great OC. Hell, I'm even prepared to keep Schmetting. LOL.
So let's talk about Schmetting for a second, because he actually changed up what he was doing defensively in the second half. He decided, all right, cool. We're not going to do this rush 3 with an additional 4th rusher thing. We're going to put 4 on the line of scrimmage, and then we're going to make you guess if we're bringing 4 or more. And that 4th person, you don't know where they're coming from. It's not just going to be a linebacker from the second level type of thing. He actually made Mississippi. And this is what, again, all I was asking for. Make them have to think an additional second about what we're doing so that you have an opportunity. Your pass rushers got more chances because down the field, they were playing really good cloud coverage on the back end. So you had more opportunities to get to the passer because he wasn't able to get the ball out of his hands quickly. Now, good adjustment on the other side. They started just taking the little quick hitters, right? Because they were like, all right, cool. You're going to give us cushion. We're going to take the quick hitter. That's the chess match that's between the two, but great adjustment by Schmetting. Great adjustment by Schmetting.
Obby's Weagle. I saw this comment. Wanted to ask you guys, was Schmetting handcuffed? Because these are adjustments. Have you seen adjustments like this throughout the season, Ike?
You know, that's an interesting thought as to whether or not, I don't know, man, bro. If Brian Harsin was going to Jeff Schmetting being like, no, don't change anything you're doing, then bro, come on. Like, I like, please get this man out my locker. Like, what are we doing? Like, I hope to God that was not what was happening, but I don't know how to account for it. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that.
A few more here. Johnny H says, screw. Oh, I already read that one. Say Tony Baker says, I think Friend. Oh, let's talk about this. I think Friend did a good job trying to put us in the best position with the play calls with so little time to prepare. Again, you lamented you wish you would have saw less of the under center, but you do appreciate the adjustment they made in the second half.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Will Friend and what Ike Hilliard put together. You know, just hearing them talk on the side, you know, on the broadcast about like his play sheet, he's basically using somebody else's play sheet, so he doesn't know where he's going with certain plays and things like that. So those are the things that you kind of expect, where it's like, you know, so he's not able to think as quickly as he would want to. So I expect to see that adjustment coming, but I'm not really mad at Will Friend either. Like, if I were to grade, when we grade coaching after I go back and watch this, coaching's not going to take the brunt of my criticism. Now, there are going to be some things from a coaching standpoint I'm going to be upset about. I ain't putting the lion's share of this on poor coaching tonight. I'm just not. And again, everybody who was mad at Brian Harsin, I ain't got nothing to say. Yeah, listen, you was right, bro. You was right.
Yeah.
You was right, because this team ain't the team I've been seeing get ragged.
Right.
Listen, so let's take this into account, right? The offense still wasn't good tonight, right? Like, we've been talking about, the defense let us down late in games because the offense still wasn't good, but the defense still had energy at the end of the game, bro.
Right.
So I don't know, fam. Like, I'm just like,
they believe, they look like they believed in what they were doing tonight. Yeah.
They were playing for each other. Was what I saw. It was like, no, you struggling, but I'm still bringing my A game. I'm tired. I'm hurt, but I'm bringing they were playing for each other. And that's something we haven't seen all year. So yes, I agree with that. Clint Murphy says, loved Caddy on the sideline. Honors continues to be disappointing. Again, a lot of people disappointed in special teams. Special teams has not been special. Ghost of OC's past. Love that name. That honestly felt like a win in some ways. again, we saw some things.
It didn't feel like a win. I definitely feel like we lost.
But again, I think understandably so, big picture, but seeing things we haven't seen all season was a breath of fresh air in some respects, especially where we are in this point in the season. You would expect us to continue to go in the tank, but it looks like we're playing for something now. And so that was a pleasant sight to see. Again, it sucks because you play so well, they deserve to have the W.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. Talking about the defense gave up 370 yards total. How big of a game was this for the defense year removed from the performance last year where we jumped up
pay them back, cuz we got to pay them back.
Yeah, man. It's like the defense got its get back just enough for us to get this dub, man.
Yeah, man.
So again, this was the performance the defense wanted this year. Again, like so kudos to the defense, and they won the game on a rushing touchdown, but they weren't running the ball, bro. Yeah. And all their yards came off of passing. For us to give up 357 through the air, I'll take that. I'll take that against this team for sure.
Yeah.
Let's get back into it. Christian Crawford says, "Are y'all seriously down right now? This is the most excitement we've had all season. I'm proud of Caddy, and I hope he gets a serious look." I'm proud of Caddy too, and I think he will get a look. But we here to break down what we saw in the game, bro.
And we're going to be sad about the loss.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm about loss.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We're going to break down what we see. Like
there are things to be excited about. Sure, still lost. Like we lost the game we could have won, a winnable game.
It was a winnable, especially considering how this game started. You thought it was going to be a track meet after the first quarter. These guys were up. We took the lead more than once on these guys late in the game. We were there. The game was there.
Yeah.
So man, I'm disappointed.
If early in the game we find a way to take advantage of stuff, we're in a better position. Like, we just go out there and don't miss. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the ball too many times early in the game to only come away with 6 points, right? Like, it's just it was disappointing. But again, love the fight. Love the fight.
Wow. Aaron Finney letting his thoughts be known. Number one, why the hell is Carlson still out there?
Good question.
Good question. Number two, even more venom. Papo is trash can water on a hot day in Alabama.
Sit him.
I have to go back and watch film to see why Papo is getting smoked today. Like, I don't feel like he had a bad game.
We got to watch film on that.
Yeah, he wasn't like making impact plays type of thing, but like, I'm not mad at Owen's game tonight. Like, of all the people who I'm sitting here like, yo, what?
To be clear, Owen has just been exposed a lot in the run in run defense. Like, that's just where he's been. That's where he's looked very egregious. So in a game like this, he didn't stand out. I'm not gonna say that he played bad, but again, that's why we watched the film. You may actually be right, Aaron, but he didn't stand out as far as what I saw. But number three, yes, they absolutely played for Caddy in this game. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I definitely agree with you on 1 and 3 for sure. SS Austin says, "Is there anything but pain?" And in all caps, play McPherson. Misa AT Alien says, "A Jimbo loss, a Bama loss. The energy was amazing with Coach Caddy. Anders needs to get the F out. The penalties, my God, War Eagle. That's all I can say. War Eagle, back at you, Misa. Thank you for the super chat." Blake Kraft says, "Cadillac had those boys fired up, and his energy was refreshing after seeing our past two head coaches' energy."
So here's the thing that I would caution people on, right? About and this is going, again, I have to give disclaimers because people just like to twist your words, but it's going to sound like I'm lobbying against Cadillac being the full-time head coach. Is that like that energy stuff? It only plays for so long. It only plays for so long if you're losing, right? Like he can be the rah-rah guy on the sideline, everybody like him, but if they're not winning ball games, it starts to become, I don't want to hear that no more, coach. Like, you gotta win.
Nothing you do works.
So I love this energy. It's much needed to inject life back into this football team. They got to start getting W's though. And again, I get it. It's his first game, right? I'm not saying he's in danger of losing the team after one game, right? So again, hear what I'm actually saying and not try to like infer stuff. But yeah, I love his energy, right? So I want him to keep that, but I want us to be able to get W's.
Yeah. Starts next week. It starts next week. Go ahead.
I want to give everybody keep in mind, it wasn't just that the head coach was fired and every other assistant was left intact. There were some meaningful assistant coaches let go, and even if they were poor schematically or they weren't sound in what the strategy that they were employing or what they were teaching, those are still roles that have to be filled over the course of a week, where you have to not only this is why everybody says get rid of the coach on a bye week, right? You got 2 weeks to like break it down and build it back up. But this wasn't that. This was pretty much a 5-day turnaround because we had to hit the road. So this is a 5-day turnaround with fewer bodies and fewer minds to do something that and teach these guys how to do something that they had not done yet this season. So like Ike was saying, I wish we hadn't lined up, and I was like, I'm wondering, they probably just had to do some stuff that was already installed because it was already installed.
For sure.
You know, they don't have enough time to completely remake the entire offense. So they did what they could with the time that they had. I think this is a remarkable effort. This just goes to show you the value of effort. Yeah. You can rally. Effort accounts for something, man. It just does, and you can see it. It's tangible. It's tangible. You can see it.
You can see what it does too when you do this and you win, the buy-in and the belief that happens with these kids. And so I definitely want next week. I'm with you, B. We gotta get Jimbo next week. 100% for sure. We gotta get Jimbo next week.
Let us beat these fools, bro.
Controlled Chaos says, imagine how electric Jordan Hare will be now.
Gonna be
100%
jumping, family.
How many players? Let's talk. How many players are we gonna see from that 04,
I don't know,
05, or that 04, 03 squad?
A lot of them.
How many of those guys you think we're gonna see?
It's gonna be
they're gonna show up for as well as they should.
Yeah,
as they should, especially after what we witnessed tonight. I agree. Jordan Hare's going to be looking really nice. They're going to turn up for Caddy at the very least.
Let me ask a random question here. With Bama losing tonight, and they, because their championship or bust in Tuscaloosa, right? So they're pretty much out of the championship picture at this point in time. They're not going to the SEC championship, and I can't see them putting a 2-loss Bama team into the playoff unless it's complete chaos, right? Did they come up lame in Tuscaloosa in the Iron Bowl?
The only reason I don't think so.
I know it's a rivalry game. I know it. Like they want to salvage their season, but like if we turn the heat up on them a little bit and that pass rush gets cranking, do they pull a hamstring in that game?
So I was looking at thinking about our game last year, watching them. I didn't watch them. I turned to the game once I saw that, LSU had tied it. I was like, oh, interesting. All right. So they could lose. I think we definitely could put enough pressure on them. Now, we kind of have the same issue as we did last year. We have enough defensive talent to put pressure on Alabama because they're vulnerable in pretty much the exact same ways. They're better at running back.
Yeah,
they're better at running back, but they're still vulnerable on the line. They can still be pressured, as we saw tonight. The problem is their front seven is actually better this year. If we are just going to run the ball and be ineffective passing,
one-dimensional teams have never fared well. But to Ike's point, he's saying if you figure some things out in the passing game, so you're not as one-dimensional. One can only hope. I mean, shoot, you got 3 weeks to figure that out, that passing offense out. But let's just say if they do,
right. Yeah, it's not impossible.
Yeah, again,
it's not impossible.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. Yeah. I'm just saying it could happen.
Listen, LSU figured it out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, LSU actually has a better team than we do too.
They have much better talent at key positions than we do.
Yeah, they've got a better offensive line. I'd actually say Jaden Daniels is a better quarterback right now.
Yeah.
And they have easily a better pass rush. But our pass rush showed up tonight in the second half, man. Because I was definitely like, yo, what can we? Man, I miss Echo Leota a lot, man. Echo,
God.
Hey, bro. Hey, man.
He
Man.
would have raised
Come
Cain.
back next year, bro. Come on. I mean, I know. I understand NFL, all that, man. Look, bro, I give you $2 a month in NIL. I just add another $2 to whatever, man. Just please,
$2.
I can't afford a lot, man. Just please, bro.
Hey,
Come back
Kool-Aid,
next
you
year,
said
man.
$2?
Please. Please.
Okay. Mojo says you are right. Ashford is not ready as a passer. He's had plenty of opportunities. Move him to wide receiver.
Well, listen, I know for a fact that Robbie Ashford wants to play quarterback.
Robbie's
made
not gonna
that
play
very
wide
clear.
receiver, period, bro.
He's not gonna play wide
nobody.
receiver.
Hang that up.
He'll
not
go
gonna
play. Yeah, he's not playing. He'll just
We've
go play
talked
baseball.
to him. He's not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Right. And in the same way, I am always going to say the same thing about guys struggling doing something. Let's see what else we got. Always. Until we get to the end of the bench, like, oh, that's it. All right, put the first guy back out there because he really was the best one. My bad, guy. Go ahead and do what you do. Like, I never think you're never too holy. There's no position. There's no person on the field that's too sacred to get replaced if you're not performing well. Like I want to know, what does it look like if on some of those short passes where he throws too hard, or some of those over the middle where we're throwing ground balls, what does our offense look like if he can just hit some of those? Like, I'm not asking you to go out there and then pinpoint everything. You don't have to be Tom Brady. You don't have to be Aaron Rodgers. Just hit the easy ones, and we win going away. That's got to be an automatic. That's got to be your bare minimum from somebody playing the quarterback position and starting for you at Auburn University. He brings a lot, but
I've seen him make really good throws too. So again, like this thought process that he can't make throws is not accurate. The problem is, and which has been the problem I've had with the quarterback position at Auburn for a long time, is the consistency in which he's able to do it. Like, I need you to do it when it really matters and counts. And he hasn't been able to do that enough yet.
Yeah. Right. Donnell says Caddy's enthusiasm is contagious. Couldn't be more proud of these players. I couldn't agree more. A Dietz says turn them clocks back, y'all.
We get an hour tonight?
We needed it.
Yeah.
Oh, that means my kids gonna wake me up at 4 o'clock instead of 5 o'clock. Oh, that's all that means. Yeah.
Oof. Sorry about that.
You'll know soon, see.
Seth says I didn't have expectations of Auburn winning when I woke up this morning, but somehow this really hurt. Anders has to go. And I think that's the thing. I think that's the really what we feel is it was there.
Yeah.
The dub was there. The dub was really there.
They had me believing, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I started to believe. I started scaring the dog and my son again. I hadn't scared either one of them in a long time. I scared both of them tonight.
Which means you really scared them because it's been a while.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, bro. Jamal Pye says we threw the ball too much and it put us behind the first half. Second half adjustment was great. We should run 80%. But my thing is, teams see it coming.
Yeah.
May not work the same way it does, because so we do have to figure out something with the passing offense. And hopefully Will Friend, IQ, those guys can figure something out. Give Ashford something that he can build on and work on for next week, because I'm telling you, teams are going to be looking for that, for what worked against us. They're going to try to take that away for sure. Isaac says Anders. I was too upset to change.
Yeah, we knew what you meant.
Yeah, for sure. Guys, let's talk about I mean, we talked about a lot with special teams.
I want to talk about Jarquez Hunter lighting somebody up on that going kickoff.
That was good.
Oh man, I wish we would have recovered that. Man, we had so many opportunities, dog. The muffed punt,
overran. But that's been happening all year. Like, it seems like the ball never bounced our way this year when it comes to stuff like that.
I was like, man,
and that ball stayed on the ground for what seemed like forever too.
The strip sack that we got what's your man's name? 39.
Oh, Brooks.
Yeah, that Brooks got, man. I was like, he had an opportunity to go house that one. The interception, I feel like he took the wrong side to return that one because he had a path of the right side. There's just so many times where I was like, yo, come on, man. We like right there. Can I just get this one little something?
But you said something right when I was jumping in. Like, you was like, bad teams kind of do this.
Yeah.
When things don't go your way, I don't want to say you don't expect it to go your way, but thing that winning teams do, which is, side note, I had a partial bet with, I've got Bama friends and family, and we are long past the point of contentiousness. They hit me up at the beginning of the season. They say, hey, man, what's Auburn going to do? I said, listen, we're not going to be good. I don't want to talk about it. What y'all going to do? And then they get into soliloquies about, oh, yeah, we like this. And Bryce play like this. Man, yeah, we definitely going to win by 13. And they do all that. And I let them have that. And I say, okay. They play a game. This is me. I counsel them through their near losses and their losses because I want them to know I don't have any beef with you. I'm not good. I don't want to talk trash when we're not good, okay? I want to talk trash when we have a chance to beat you. It's not fun for me to try to talk trash when Auburn has won 3 games and Bama is probably going to win 10, or you're expecting Bama to go to a national championship. There's nothing for us to talk about, all right? So we don't have to do this back and forth quip thing. Y'all are good. We're not good. Let's just leave it at that. But when they start losing, they'll say, man, I don't know. The game might be passing Saban by. Man, I don't know, man. Sarkisian, was it week 2? They went to go play Texas. Man, I knew we should have kept Sark. Man, we should have never let him get to Texas. So I'm getting to the point. LSU has been winning since they got blown out by Tennessee. The way they have improved, Jaden Daniels has looked confident. He's passing the ball timely. They look like they had no rhythm early, and they're finding rhythm. So usually I would be like, y'all aren't going to lose this game. It's okay. When they were playing Texas, I was like, but Texas isn't moving the ball. You'll be fine. When we were in the Iron Bowl last year, and they were like, man, I can't believe y'all going to beat this. I said, have you noticed that we haven't really moved the ball at all in like 2 quarters? Y'all are going to win this game because there's going to be some cheating, and there's always some cheating for y'all, so y'all going to win this game. Tonight, when they hit me with that group chat, I said, hey, y'all about to lose. Because LSU is a winning team. LSU is a team that actually knows how to win, and they believe they can win because they have consistently gotten better. When they had their come to Jesus moment, their team meeting, which I ridiculed after they got blown out by Tennessee, it meant something. It resulted in results. And that momentum, winning does so much. They've got talent in that room, man. They cleaned up almost as well as anybody in the transfer portal. They already had a fantastic base of talent there. They added a quarterback who is not the best thrower in the world, but what he is confident and calm. He makes decisions and he doesn't panic. And he makes good decisions and he runs at the right times. You don't have to be all world if you can do those things. I was like, no, y'all are going to lose this game because, and it's not because they were down 7-0 early. It wasn't any of that. It's because y'all's offense is having these same problems against teams with quality defensive players. So this is a recurring problem, except now the dude on the other side actually has enough cool to take y'all down. We have been missing that quality right there. The quality of, I know we're about to get this done. And it makes everybody play better. You saw it happen with Cam. Cam made everybody else better because everybody else believed that as long as this dude's back here, we can win this game. Everybody plays different when you believe that you can win the game. It's just a matter of, oh, no, that's it. I'm done playing. Before, we look like we're going to try really hard. We're going to do what we're told to do. But as soon as it starts going downhill, they're like, man, we can't win this game. Can't win this game. And you see, well, Arkansas especially, I saw their bodies. I saw their spirit leave their bodies. I saw those shoulders slump, those heads down. And I saw it. But that's the difference between what winning can do, what kind of confidence winning can instill in you, and what happens when you expect to lose. We are not expecting to lose for the first time this season. People jumped into the chat and they said that quote that Caddy said. He said this was, I don't want to misquote him. Pretty much he said this was the first time we looked like there was no quit in us. The first time this year That was his shot at Carlson and company. He said this was the first time we looked like we weren't going to quit, and we did quit. That spirit, that confidence, we earned something with it here, even in a loss, because they gave Caddy that effort that he asked for, and it resulted in good things for the team. We made something good happen. They asked for something different from the players and from the different personnel groupings. They put different players on the field, and those players played well. Dylan Brooks had really been a non-factor up to this point. He was our highest ranked player in our 2020 class. He had been a non-factor. They put him on the field. They called defense differently. What do you know? He's productive.
Right.
It's amazing the difference that coaching can make. So now we've got something where it's not just we used to be worse than the sum of our parts. Now we might actually be playing up to the potential of the sum of our parts. Not greater than. We're ways from that. But for once, we actually looked like we were playing up to our potential. Whatever each individual means. Yes, we know Robbie has limitations in the passing game. That's a fact. But what can he do in the running game? What could the coaches help him do in the running game? They did that. Now, he looked like he believed in his own abilities. That fire when he scored that last touchdown, like, this is what it was supposed to look. This is always what it was supposed to look like. This team could have beaten Arkansas. This team can do so much more than we did over the course of the season. And it's so disappointing that we haven't, that the last coaching staff couldn't get this type of effort. They definitely could have beat
Ole Miss. They definitely could have beat Ole Miss playing like this, for sure.
Oh, for sure. But that's the difference. The difference now is the winning attitude, even when it doesn't come with winning. Like Ike said, it has an expiration date. That'll earn you a few weeks. That'll get you a few weeks, but it's got to turn into a W. And I am thinking and hoping and praying that next Saturday night is that W.
For sure. For sure. For sure.
Oh, yes.
Coach C4, appreciate the super chat. He says, as a fan base, we have to give Robbie time to grow. Bo looked like this in some games. Now he's a Heisman candidate. Our offense needs work as well. I will say this about, and you can tell me your thoughts. I just think when it comes to Robbie, as well as past QBs, we haven't done the best job of tailoring the offense to fit what they do well. And I think when it comes to a young QB like Robbie, who really and truly did not fit what Carlson wanted to do,
right?
We've seen him struggle in some aspects just because the offense just wasn't built for him. Once you start tweaking some things like LSU, you start running some read options, it's funny how much more comfortable he becomes. Now, granted, he's still very raw when it comes to throwing a forward pass, seeing the field, being comfortable. But I think tailoring the offense to our players' strengths you mentioned it with Dylan Brooks. We have not done that with some of our younger guys and younger players. Yeah. So they'll look bad at times, that the inconsistency that Ike is talking about. I just think that if we not only give them time, but actually tailor the offense to what they do well and build off of that, I think these guys we'll see more consistency in terms of what these guys do. Your thoughts on that, gentlemen?
I think we're about to be close. I don't think we're too far away from seeing, again, playing up to the potential of the guys that we have. These guys currently here being put in the best. That's one thing I thought that what Derek Mason did year one was turn around TD Moultrie. TD Moultrie was a non-factor for like 4 straight years.
For sure.
A complete non-factor. All he did was get in the game and get offsides calls. That's it. And then in 1 year, that man was more productive than he had been in 4 years.
He was Ike's personal punching bag. I stayed throwing shots at him for sure.
Yeah, he earned them.
Yeah, but that last year, and that made me go, it was coaching. There's no way one player can be that productive in conference. In conference play, it's not like every time you put him on, we were playing group of 5 schools, and then he racked up some production and he sat down. TD Moultrie was productive for every game that he played for us last year. The prior 4 years, almost nothing. To me, that was a clear case of coaching. I think we just saw something different. You have to give these guys time. But coaching matters so much. We see what coaching does at LSU and some very timely transfers. Yes, I understand. LSU always has top tier talent. For them to end up 6-6 is an abomination, unheard of. And Orgeron deserved to go. And they made that switch to a coach who was just all he's gonna do is get people organized and have them play to a professional standard. And that's all LSU needed because they were stacked with talent. We have to start that. We have to start that here. This was a first step to show how much coaching really matters. And I don't think everybody's gotten a wake-up call between Harsin getting fired, Caddy showing this effort with the guys, the coaches that we have on our radar as far as replacements. I don't think we have a bad coach on our radar. Let me say that. I don't think we have a bad candidate, at least the ones I'm hearing the most about. I have no idea what Jeff Grimes would do here. I have no idea what Matt Rule would do here. But I don't think we have a coach that would make the mistake of going, well, it's going to be my way or the highway, square peg, meet a round hole. And we're going to make this work, or it's just going to be terrible until I decide that I've got the right guys to make this work. I don't think we're going to make that mistake ever again.
Let's get back to some of these comments. And by the way, guys, you're watching the post game brought to you by Prize Picks. If you can't comment, it's because you got a black name. Only green names can comment because those are members. How do you become a member? $5.99 a month will get you there. Not only will it allow you to enter what we call a troll-free environment on our game day experience, you also have access to exclusive content during the week. Ike chops up some amazing watch the film footage to kind of give you detailed look at Auburn, some of the plays, some of the things that you may have missed watching the game live. Ike comes back, gives us a little bit more insight, amazing content, great work that he does. You have access to that as well as previous content. Definitely want to do that. Let's get back into some of these comments. Lawrence Robinson says, I will say that was not a catch. What was your thoughts on that, guys? I think he's referring to that drive.
No, it wasn't a catch.
It wasn't.
Yeah, that should have ended the game effectively right there because that was fourth down. But again, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I also thought that the pass interference call was BS. That ball was super overthrown.
Yeah.
Right.
It's it is what it is, bro. Like,
yeah, for sure. I just felt like I even knew they were not going to overturn that at all. But I didn't think that was a catch for sure. James Stallings says, I just want to say it feels low now, but people think Auburn is going to stay down forever. But we all know one way or another we will be back on top. So I feel, man. I think we're, to B's point, I think we're there. We're getting close, but I definitely feel like we're getting close. James Sawyer says, I feel more happy about this loss than I did about that Missouri win.
I'm not gonna lie, me too. The Missouri win was embarrassing. We got handed the win.
Now that felt every bit of a loss for sure. Yeah. The Missouri win, because again, they found a way to lose that game. Yeah. Coach C4 says offensive line needs some work.
Understatement.
What can even be done about the offensive line at this point?
Find a new one. Because Lord have mercy. Like, we need. I'll take 5 Jeremiah Wrights, please. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up for that.
Ben Bloodworth says, if we had kicked a field goal instead of going for it on that fourth down, we would have won. You're assuming we make it.
That's good. Also, if we don't go for 2 earlier and don't get it, and we had just kicked the extra point, we win. Like, there's a lot of, if we had done this, we would have won scenarios in this game.
And then the other team starts playing.
If JD Rim doesn't slip and he actually gets that interception.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Like, there's so many, if this had happened, we won. And that's how close this game was.
Right.
For sure.
And plus, once, I know we like to do that, and that's something that we do a lot, which, oh man, we remember those points that we gave up. Then that changes. That would have won us. Well, then the other team starts playing the score differently because the score is different. So if they're down more, then they push the ball more, or they bleed clock at a certain point in time. But we definitely should have taken the points when we had the points. We definitely should have.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. CJ with the Ram, loved Caddy's energy. Is this the first game Cam Riley has played in a while?
He played a little bit in the last game and
He
the
played a
game
lot
before
more
that.
this game for
Yeah.
sure. So it was
Yeah, I
good to
mean,
see Cam Riley out there.
Steiner was not playing for the vast majority of this game. Lester and Riley took up most of those snaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obby's Weagle says, how about Clemson getting booty?
We got time. We got time. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get to it tomorrow.
Man, if Auburn would have won, this would have been such a good day.
Bro, it would have been just
Jimbo
the
lost,
perfect day.
It'd have been the nice
lost.
cherry on top of the
Oh
hate
my gosh.
sandwich I was ready to eat.
And we got another hour of sleep.
Cherries don't go on sandwiches. It'd have been the cherry on top of the hate pie that I was ready to eat.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that. Oh man, the stars aligned to have an amazing night. Yes, we will definitely be talking about that. We want to welcome Melanie Espinoza to the family.
Welcome,
Melanie.
Melanie.
Thank you for joining, becoming a member. Andrew Jacobs says Anders hasn't been the same since he got married.
I don't know what happened to that dude, bro. Somewhere halfway through last season, everybody talks about the injury, but listen, man, go back and watch our content because you'll see.
It was before.
We were saying this before. We was like, I don't know, Anders Carlson looking kind of shaky. This was halfway through the season last year before he got hurt. I was like, we were saying, I don't know, fam. It don't feel right with Anders. Now the injury definitely has taken some power away from his ability to kick the ball into the end because he used to be good for 4 or 5
he was
yards
automatic
easily. You know
automatic.
But like he just has been slowly regressing, and he I don't know.
Yeah. Like he has changed the way we play special teams. That's just how much he's regressed. Yeah. It's oof. The kid, poor. Stephen Schelling says Cadillac is an Auburn man and Harsin is not. You can see how much this program and those players mean to him. His energy and passion are a force multiplier. I'm encouraged by the effort I saw tonight, War Eagle. I think this, to me, watching Cadillac, I understand how good he's been on the recruiting trail. Obviously, he's a young guy, played in the NFL. Obviously, that's going to make you very relatable to the players. But seeing him tonight and seeing how these kids played, given his energy and passion, I get it. I get why Cadillac has been so successful up until this point. And again, it's why I wanted this game for Caddy so bad.
For real.
Jamal Pye says our DBs could have ended the game, or DB could have ended the game, but he saw the play, but his body was already going one way.
Hey, listen, man, JD Rim is gonna be a baller, bro.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a baller, bro. Like I like everything I see about his potential out there. Like he's got good ball skills, and he's small, but he don't mind mixing it up a little bit. I like he's gonna be a baller. Hopefully he stays in the fold, man.
Keontae Scott, JD Rim, like I like what we doing at cornerback.
Yeah,
the future. I think we're gonna be okay. Especially
props to Zach Etheridge, man. Props to Zach Etheridge.
For sure. Steve Bradley says, do y'all think if Freeze gets the job, he could develop Robbie?
I mean, Robbie can be developed. He has all of the physical tools. He's got the arm talent. He just got to work on his ability to read defenses a little bit better and varying speed of his deliveries. But I don't think that anybody who plays with the amount of passion that Robbie does can't be developed, because he wants to win. He wants to be good. And that's kind of the first thing. Like, you just kind of have to decide within yourself, I can be better and I will be. And I think Robbie's got that in spades, bro. Like, but he's not there today. But he definitely has the ability to do it if he works on it a little bit more. So we'll see.
Right.
He definitely does. Again, I'm impressed with what Hugh Freeze did with Malik. I didn't see it with Malik Willis, but I think Robbie has the tools. Again, he's got some work ahead of him for sure. Ed Phillips, appreciate this. Then we found your comment. You said no one deserves anything but dagnabbit. After all we've been through, we deserve that one. I'm tired, boss. That's how I read that. That's how I figured you said that.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Ed. Also, it's very late, so that's probably why you're also tired as well. So, James Stallings, appreciate the super chat. He says, "Hey guys, all I hear during the week is Auburn is down for the count. Not worth watching. That may be true right now, but make no mistake, we will be back. Listen,
We will be.
I mean, this game was must see TV, bro.
Auburn covered. You know, they had us as a
Yes,
double-digit
they
underdog.
did.
Auburn covered. They proved folks wrong even in a loss. So again, it's not the end result we ultimately wanted, but these kids they haven't given up. That's for sure. They have not given up. They're still fighting. Dana Lynch, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member.
Welcome, Dana.
Rodney Gilbert says, I turned 5 into 60 on Prize Picks today. B, how did you do, sir?
How did I do?
How did you do?
I mean, our Prize Picks card that we did before the game hit, we should have taken Robbie rushing yards.
We should have done that.
But we got the other 2 for Tank and then the over on Will Rogers in passing yards. So our card, because we used the flex on this win, we hit as well.
Justin Crumpton says, love the use of timeouts by Caddy to force the MSU kicker to make the field goal 3 times. Usually 1 of 3 will be no good. Passing the end zone was not catchable. Why DPI?
It's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. That ball was way behind the receiver and about 4 or 5 yards out of bounds. And I don't even think there was that much contact. So I have no clue why a pass interference was called on that.
Yeah, for sure.
None.
For sure. Someone else who I feel, and I think this was him. I feel bad. We're talking about special teams. I feel bad for Sean Jackson, man. Yeah. Sean Jackson had a rough night on special teams because I think they called him for the face mask that put Mississippi State at the 50-yard line, and then they kicked it right at him. And then got the ball back. Like he had a rough night on special teams. That's another guy
on the face mask too.
Yeah, man. Anyway, guys, any more thoughts about this game? Anything you got on your minds, gentlemen?
I mean, I think I've said my piece about it. I'm looking forward to seeing with a full week of preparation what this team could potentially be for the last couple of games of the season. And yeah, man, it's dangerous when you start making me believe and hoping again. Right? I don't want to have my hopes up because I already know this was more of an ideal matchup for us. A team that doesn't run the ball a bunch. They throw the ball a whole bunch. And so we can just kind of play to our strengths, which is our DBs.
Right.
Next week, A&M ain't going to do that. Next week, A&M's going to run. They're going to line up and they're going to try to run the ball down our throats the whole game. Devin A-Chain is probably going to touch the ball 532 times next week.
He a monster, man. He's serious.
Between him running the ball and catching the ball, we will get a heavy dose of Devin A-Chain. And so while I'm encouraged by what I saw from the effort this week, I still need to see us stop the run.
Yeah.
And Texas A&M's defense is still good.
Are you sure?
I'm about to say they can't really stop the run that well based upon, but so they're good enough. I wonder if this week might have broke them, right? Like they were still playing with a bunch of effort and a bunch of energy. I'm wondering whether or not they might have gotten broke, like how we got broken a couple against Arkansas, where you were like, oh no, yep, they're done. The team is done, right?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this loss today might have broken them. So we'll see. Because if it has, Tank and Jarquez are going to go nuts next weekend.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe some of those guys still ain't right from the flu outbreak. That's
true.
That's
They're
true.
not going to be able to really get in there and do some training this way. They might have to do a lot of mental reps. I mean, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what kind of team they tried out there on the field based upon all the things that are going on with Texas A&M.
Yeah, for sure. B, any other thoughts, man?
No, no. We this is reaction. We've reacted. I'm encouraged. I hate that we didn't get the loss. I hate losing games that we could have won.
Yeah.
That's it. If we were going to lose, I don't ever want to see us just go out there and get rolled. But I believing that we can do it, knowing that we can do it, and being able to pinpoint the mistakes that turned the game, it hurts. But this effort, man, I mean, come on, just getting this effort from this team. This felt like a change. This felt like a change. I mean, I said it earlier. I've said it prior to today. Firing Carlson was the right move. Where we were down. The program was down, and our problems. It's refreshing to know that our problems are still primarily Jimmy and Joe problems, because those can be fixed.
Yeah,
we can completely. You can almost turn the roster over completely in one off season now. So it's good to know that. At the very least, you see what Cadillac means to this team. We have to get a head coach who understands what Cadillac means to this team, what the players who have played here and now coach here mean to the team and the program. I don't think there's anybody who's going to come in here and get rid of Cadillac, and I'm so happy about that. Like, you're not going to get away with that. You're not going to get away with that.
Listen, I'm bracing I'm bracing myself. I think emotionally, I have no expectation on what happens to our staff. As much as I love Caddy, as much as I love Zach,
you can't do it, man. You can't. You can't do it.
I'm with you. You got to protect them at all costs, but at the same time, this is what happens when you fire coaches. The new coach comes in, and they may already have their running back guy. They may already have their DB coach. They may already have the person who may have been with them, especially if it's an established coach, someone who's been with them for God knows how long. Again, I think we should make a t-shirt that says protect Caddy at all costs. I agree. But the new coach may not feel the same way about Caddy as Auburn fans do. And we got to be prepared for that.
Hey, man, we're going to get rid of him. You try to get rid of Caddy, dog. Can't have that. Saw what this man did in a week. You want that? How do you not want that energy on your staff? Who's a better running back recruiter? I'm just saying, man.
It makes sense. I'm with you.
You could maybe sell me Dale McGee, but he's got a job.
Listen,
all right.
Listen. We was like, why wouldn't you hire T. Will? Why wouldn't you hire T. Will? That's what I was like. What is wrong with you? Why not? It makes so much sense. Is T. Will on this staff?
Another situation, just like Quinshawn Judkins, Bo Nix, Malik Willis. The best thing for T. Will is what happened. He got to step up, more pay, and he didn't have to put up with some BS. So,
well, I'm with you. We should protect Caddy at all costs, but I'm just saying, after they show T. Will the door, I don't have expectations anymore of who they keep or should keep. I really don't. It happens every year. People wanted Trooper Taylor to stay after Chiswick staff was let go.
Man, the best. We ain't gonna say that.
That's all I'm saying.
Trooper Taylor had a very important role here, and we are forever indebted to him.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. People who you think should be here usually get shown the door. It's unfortunate, but it happens. All right. Melanie says, I do feel like the refs were against us during the first half. We did do some badness. I like that. But they also called some BS calls. Yeah, I'm with you.
Man, yeah, we got hosed a few times by a couple of calls. I ain't gonna lie.
We've gotten hosed pretty much every game this season, sans Missouri. I feel like we got treated unfairly, which is why, again, if you're going to put, this is why I don't think that penalties are a coach stat. How many penalties were legit, though? You see what I'm saying? We can say, oh, undisciplined. You got 8 penalties for 95 yards. Okay. I can name 3 that shouldn't have been thrown. The blindside block that they tried to make targeted.
Man,
now that was ridiculous.
See, now that's going to go down on the stat sheet.
That's ridiculous.
And whether even when it was Harsin or Caddy or anybody, don't sell me undisciplined and talk about coaching when we're going to throw flags that that would get overturned if we had penalty reviews like the NFL did. This is nonsense, man. But
Yeah,
it's,
man.
I
they
never
should have picked
believe
that
that
flag
was-
up. They should have picked that flag up. That it was, like I said, it was quite a few calls. Now there was one other time where I was like, oh, that was actually a blindside hit, right? Like that's the one y'all should throw the flag on right there that they
Right.
didn't throw. But I don't know, I don't want to blame the refs, but refs did hose us quite a few times down the stretch in that game.
Oh, yeah.
We had enough opportunities that it shouldn't have come down to that. But the no call, the DPI, I can go through a list of things where I'm like, yeah. Now it's like now that y'all see what I'm talking about, do I still need to go and show you how our offense could have looked different, or like was the second half enough? Because I mean y'all was kind of hard on me talking about I was being too hard on folks in at the halftime thing. It's just his first game. Give him a break. I'm not giving nobody a break. I want to win. I want to win.
You also sound very relaxed too. So
I want to win. That's because I turned up too hard the first time, and everybody was like, "You need to calm down." I'm calm.
he's calm now.
But I want to win.
No, I won't calm down. Paul Covenant says, Ike, who is the strength and conditioning? Who is the strength and conditioning coach now?
Cadillac. He's doing everything.
I was about to say it's me. I'm doing it, but no,
He's preparing the meals. He's doing all of that.
Caddy's doing everything, bro.
Oh man.
Whoever it is, they need to go work with Zach Etheridge so he can get back in shape. Fam almost pulled a hammy trying to run down the sideline.
Boy, that championship seemed like a long time ago now, bro.
I know it, right?
That hand, I did my hand. I grabbed my hamstring watching him. That looked painful. That really did. All right, guys. Listen, we're at an hour mark and it's almost midnight.
Yeah.
We're going to get out of here, but we definitely have a great show planned for you guys exactly tomorrow when we come back on here. Put a bow on some of our thoughts in this game. We definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with this. We want to shout out a few people. You may have gotten a little anxious watching this game, a little nervous. Your nerves were kind of shot. That's why we want to definitely shout out our sponsor, the Rogue Shop. Guys, please be sure to head over there. Use code RAPPORT to get hooked up on your gummies. Shouts out to them. Also, we want to thank Prize Picks for sponsoring our game day experience. Please be sure to head on over there, guys, and also use the code RAPPORT. Well, on your first deposit, they will match you 100% up to $100. Shout out to Prize Picks. Also, guys, become a member so you can join our community, guys. $5.99 a month will get you there as a patron. Also, we also do membership gifting. The way that works is if you do that, YouTube will gift random people a membership up to a month. Please be sure to do that. We appreciate those of you who have participated in this, helping us grow our community. We gladly appreciate it. Guys, we'll definitely be back tomorrow to give you some closing thoughts on this game as we look ahead. Also talking about some other interesting topics as well in the State of Auburn football program. But we're going to sign on off. But until then, guys, enjoy your evening or have a good night. And as always, War Eagle.
War Eagle.